All right, I'm talking about stuff. I'm here talking about shit. I'm painting my nails, and I was, you guys, I mean, let's be real. With the pandemic and everything else that's going on, I mean, let's face it, people are not feeling their best. Uh, a lot of businesses are shut down. Um, a lot of people are really displaced from their norm. And you know me, I'm always go, 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 doing things. And then half the time I'm like debilitated. So I've been doing a lot. I've got the refrigerator cleaned out. I'm writing grocery lists. I have a whole pile of dishes I got to do. I'm getting laundry folded. I'm trying to maintain my own nutrition. And I decided I'm going to place an order for some food to one of the restaurants down the street. And my son had been, well, I wasn't even thinking about doing it really. I mean, I've been living pretty frugal. I really have been downsizing on any expenses that aren't necessary, really. I've been eating a lot of food, like basically just at home, not going out and getting deliveries a lot. I will get pizza for the kids about once a week. But other than that, we're not doing like restaurants. But he was really adamant about wanting some Chinese, and I didn't want to have to pay a DoorDash and go somewhere far. And I just try to be nice to everybody, and I just got everybody in the house some dinner, and I'm like, okay, this is a really good place, because I thought it has been in the past been a really good place, um, you know, to somebody on a fixed income, they may consider it a expensive place, but to probably normal people who have a normal amount of money in the bank, it's probably just a regular, nice, and moderately priced dining experience. So, you know, on occasion, I grab lunch from there because they do have some rice. I used to eat there all the time. I used to get it at least maybe once a week, maybe once or twice. And because I don't eat meat, basically whatever I order from there is like half the price. So I was able to eat more. Like I got a lot of vegetable soups from there, fresh vegetables. I got a lot. I get the salads sometimes. And then like the main dish that I would get if I get a real dinner would be the salmon, the mustard salmon. It's really good. Um, And I go in there a lot. He knows me. He always greets me by name. He's usually pretty busy, but he's usually got helpers. It's a thriving business in the community, and I'm in there a lot. So none of the kids had really experienced it. They don't just go there. I was like, well, here, I'll buy dinner. So I suggest this place, and I call in and I make this whole long order. And so we go and we pick it up, and I didn't know how much it was. He never even quoted me a price. I sent my son in with $60. I gave him 3 20s, and it was going to be a bunch of food. I was thinking it was going to be more like 48, maybe something, 50 something. So I figured 60 was fine. It turned out that it was $61.92. And mind you, we're in quarantine. This is a pandemic, and I'm parked out in the parking lot, And then my son had to actually go in the building, to pick up our food or whatever. My son comes running out without food, and he's like, "Oh, he said it's $61.92." And he's like, "I need $2 extra." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh, really?" I gave him another 20, and I'm like, he'd really just send somebody away that like frequents his restaurant time and time again for $1.92? Like, really? So then my son goes back in there, having to touch the door handle again, going back in again, and he comes out with these two huge packages that, I mean, it was food for everyone. And I should have gotten out and been able to open the door to get him in, but he ended up making it, and I was like, okay, that's a lot of food, so we put it down. I'm like, good, this was going to be a nice dinner, where everybody's going to eat good. This is going to be a nice dinner. So we get home, we set the whole table, we got the glasses, we got the all the plates, all the everything, serving bowls, and we're dishing stuff out for people, and lo and behold, they forgot the requested wonton soup. And I was like, wow, really? And at that point, I'm like, do I just not say anything, or do I call and say something? Because I feel that customer service is the utmost importance. I mean, I run a business. I want my customers to feel happy. I want them to feel cared for. I was really not feeling happy or cared for. I called, and he was like, hold on, I need a drink. Okay. So I called, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I forgot to put it in the bag. It's sitting right here." He's like, "You can come back and get it." And I'm like, "No, I really can't come back and get it, because you see, I'm having a family dinner," which is exactly what I told him when I called, because he knows me. I usually only order for myself. Oh my God. I only order for myself. And I specifically said when I called, "Hey, what's the time running, because I want to make a plan for everyone." And he said, he could have a full meal for a large number of people done in 1 hour. And I said, okay, let's do it. So I was real careful not to forget anybody's food. And then, no, I did not want to once again have to put my shoes on, put my coat on, possibly load up another kid and drive for 10 to 11 minutes again. I did not want to do that for a $4 soup. And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. Maybe next time you order, we can put it on for you for free." And I'm like, well, it wouldn't really be for free, though, because I paid for it. And not only did I pay for it, you literally nickel and dimed my son over $2, knowing that when I told you I was coming in, that I was going to be in the parking lot and I was sending my son in to pick it up. And it's like, why are you going to nickel and dime somebody's son for $2 and then really feel that when you short them an item that they clearly paid for, and just say they'd give me one for free next time I order? Like, there's not gonna be a next time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really feeling like I was treated pretty rudely. And fuck it. Fuck it. Because you know what? If this quarantine has taught me one thing, it's What kind of a future do we want going forward? And treating people well and being courteous and having good customer service is like a very important thing. Quality of life is an important thing. And, it's not just about survival all the time. Where's the quality? It's like that's why when I run my businesses, I really strive to, even if it's maybe not, I go out of my way to make my customers happy. I don't really, I don't look at it like going out of my way. I see a person, I want to see their needs. I want to see how I can meet their needs. Um, be a good, be a good, um, I don't know what the word is. I want to be a trusted provider, I guess. And when he kind of just was just nickel and dimey like that, and then just real, just like it wasn't a big deal. Like, and maybe it's not a big deal to him. Maybe one forgotten soup that's probably what, $4 or $5 isn't a big deal. But for the family member who's gathered around my table, who that would have been the only thing they ate that day, it's a big deal, and it was kind of stupid that he didn't offer to do anything. Like, I don't know. It's not the kind of business I'm going to be supporting. Let's just put it that way. Um, Taking care of people's needs is probably needs to be the first and foremost thing when you're in business. And I think that's really going to become more and more apparent now with this quarantine. I think less and less people are going to tolerate shitty work environments. Less people are going to tolerate, not faulty, but less people are going to tolerate less than good customer service. I mean, really. I think it's going to be a real uprise in, um, people really choosing to use their money to support what they believe in and quality. That's my opinion. Because I think that when you are running your own small business, it's a little bit different than, it's just a little bit different than when you have a big corporation. It's like if I know somebody doesn't have a ton of money to spend, and it's like I know they want to get a product from me, it's like sometimes I give free shipping to people, or um when somebody needs to switch something out, like I really do my best to accommodate them. And that sometimes means taking a little bit of a loss as a business owner, but in the long run I feel like um little financial things here and there, like, I don't mind giving somebody free shipping if they want to try something. And I really care about everybody that orders from me. So I guess when this whole thing happened today with us ordering food, I tried to get myself into what would I have done, if I was that business owner. What would I have done um, if that was the case? Well, first of all, I would not have nickled and dimed somebody's son. Um, Especially not a customer that goes in there like weekly sometimes. I mean, I went through a really dark period where I couldn't even probably get out of bed for a long time, and I was not ordering there. But once I felt good again, I was getting back into the swing. I told him, it's like we've even had conversations about different stuff going on, and I told him why I hadn't been in or whatever. He said, "Oh, look, he's glad to see I'm better." Like, I don't know. It's like I thought this was more of a a warm mom and pop type family type of business establishment. So I really am not happy with how it went down today. I likely will not be ordering again. But who knows? Because I did like the food. I mean, he could very easily choose to make it right. He could very easily just you know, choose to make a gesture to make that right. But it's like, I might not be an important customer. That's how I felt. Maybe he's got so many customers that doesn't fucking matter to him if he loses one, that's starting to like get that Walmart mindset. That's why Walmart can get away with hiring employees for 38 hours a week, just enough to keep them right under full-time labor so that they don't have to give them health insurance. And then, unfortunately, when these people need to step away from the daily grind of the job for health issues, there's nothing there. There's no insurance there for them. There's no paid leave for them because they're not a full-time employee. So that's how they really, really, but it's like, and then they make people so dependent on the need for those jobs that it's a form of enslavement, and this is what's going down. This is the shit that's going down. Like, people will not be tolerating being treated like shit in the workplace, not being treated 5 stars at a 5-star restaurant. Like, I don't know. I just think people need to raise their fucking standards. They do. People do need to raise their standards. Straight up. I'm not even lying about that. So, yeah. A little bit irritated. And then the worst part is like the crab rangoons, they weren't even warm. It's like they weren't even cooked all the way. Nobody wanted to eat them. It was just a cold ball of cream cheese. It wasn't even hot. It wasn't even warm. It was like, really? So craziest thing is I was trying to convince everybody, oh, you'll like it. It's good, but yeah, well, that's the end of that. And it's stupid because it's like I did just want a break from cooking, but now since people didn't really even eat, it's like I'm probably going to have to cook again. And I have such a pile of dishes, but now that I'm done and my nails are dry, I'm back at it. I did use this Law vegan and toxin-free nail polish. Just as a quick touch-up, just because I had to do something. I still haven't sat down and actually just done a full-out mani-pedi. Because I'm doing shit, It's too much. It's really too much on one girl. So, yeah, that is my review. That is my review of my unhappy experience at a local restaurant that I used to frequent quite often. Nothing broke.